Hey guys, I was just gonna do a quick video of the back vegetable garden. Some things are a little overgrown. Obviously, it's the end of the year. I've got two of those world's best mulberries planted along the fence, so those should offer some shade and fruit in the next couple of years. Bog garden still doing good. I've got azolla and duckweed. Somehow I got some azolla in here. But all of the bog plants are doing. The water chestnuts look really good. I'm pretty excited to see what they look like at the end of this year. Ashitaba is looking really good. I haven't harvested from that this year. I just let it grow because I really wanted it to get established. Got to get the vine down off of the quail coop. And we have planted out broccoli and cabbages and collards for the fall. Still leaving my green chilies, so I'm really hoping to get a bit of a harvest off of them. They were shaded out pretty heavily, so now I think they'll be good. My one last remaining Swiss chard, but it does still have some really good greens that we can harvest. The passion fruit vine finally took off, but unfortunately there's not going to be much time for it to put on any fruit by the time autumn hits. But my hope is just to let it get to store up, a lot of energy, because it should, if I mulch it, should overwinter and come back next year. I am fighting nut sedge, as I'm sure everybody does in Texas. So I do have some buckwheat that's growing in there along with a bunch of grass. So this is cucamelon, and I know it's been growing all summer, all season, but it's really just now started to put on. It just goes buck wild and then it puts on fruits. So I'll be harvesting a bunch of those and pickling them because that's my favorite way to eat them. Edible canna lily has put on some beautiful flowers, but it stormed yesterday and it's going to storm again today, so the flowers are a little messed up. This ginger doesn't look as good as the ginger I'm growing in the shade in the perennial garden, but it's not going to be a loss. I'm pretty sure when I pull that up, it should have some decent rhizomes. That is my only orange sweet potato, and I'm just going to let it grow until frost. Well, right before frost, I'll cut some of the vines off because it was really hard to get the vines going on that. So I'll just cut up a handful of vines and root them and just keep them over the winter is the plan. Potatoes have died back. They're coming back again. I don't know. These were kind of an experimental tomato that I got off of cultivarables, so I'll pull them out around frost time and see how they're doing. New Guinea, I don't really remember what that's called, but basically it's a rhizomous plant that tastes like sweet corn. So these are, oh wow, I guess I hadn't realized that the pods had come out. So these are Grandma Nell or Nellie's mushroom beans. They taste like mushrooms. I gotta pull this guy or he's gonna get too big. So you can see, maybe, hopefully, that there's a lot of blossoms. So we should get a decent haul of pole beans before fall. I mean, we've still got another month and a half of time before the frost. So potatoes. These are rattlesnake beans, which are pretty sporadic in their growth. They're like kind of crappity, kind of dead, kind of not. So I'll probably just pull all the beans off and hope for a nice new flush of beans. It is over here with the passion fruit vine, as you can see. So this has got to get moved. This is like right in the middle. For me, that's fine, but for Hubs, not a good deal. I kept expecting well, we'll get a better shot if I go this way. Those are the peanuts, and I kept expecting them to die back and like harvest, but they just keep growing. So I guess I'm just gonna let them keep growing. I did plant some greens here, but watering has been an issue and pests have been an issue, so they look pretty bad. I'm hoping they kind of come back. I do have some other greens in the house under grow lights that I can supplement in here, but it's not the same greens, so I'd really like for at least some of these greens to survive. And, some of them are right here, but a couple there and there. But these ones, I don't know what, this corner is like jinxed. There's not a lot of sun, there's not enough water, I don't know, there's ants. Just, I can't seem to get anything to grow here. so it's really frustrating. I did get some short season zucchinis, and they are covered in roly-polies and something eating, because that's poop from something that's eating, so probably caterpillars or squash bugs, hopefully not squash bugs. There are a couple of brassicas in this bed, and some corn, really sad looking corn, and one pepper plant. So this is where I'm planning on putting the cabbages in a little while. I just haven't gotten to them yet. They're still getting kind of big enough to put out here without, because there's a lot of pest pressure with slugs around here, so I try to let everything grow a little bigger before I put it out. Again, buckwheat growing over there, so it doesn't look like much, but I mean, this is the winding down season, and well, for most people it is. I'm winding this stuff down so I can start pretty heavy and strong on the fall and winter crops, because it'll freeze here, but it's pretty mild winter, so I should be able to grow at least some collards and some brassicas over the winter. So that's the veggie garden.